Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. No more than anyone else, I don't think. They're a very old order. Predated the Imperial Mages Guild by quite a bit. In fact, the Mages Guild was founded in opposition to the idea of the Psijic Order, that only an elite few should have control over magic. No one has seen or heard from them in over 100 years now, though.
So?
Well, now that's an odd question. Why in the world would you be asking? The Eye of Magnus? I can appreciate that this thing, this orb, it's very impressive. Very unique and definitely worth studying. But let's not jump to any conclusions or assign it importance beyond what we're certain of. The Augur. Just what have you gotten yourself involved in?
That's a good question.
Going on, whatever you're up to, be very careful. Well, it's said to be very powerful. Has the capacity to store an incredible amount of magical power, as the story goes. But it's more myth than anything at this point. I've no doubt that it actually exists, but no one has seen it in, what, decades? Longer? I'm not sure. The only time I've heard it mentioned was when those Synod characters showed up some months ago looking for it.
Synod?
Mages based out of Cyrodiil. They fancy themselves the imperial authority on magic these last few hundred years. My understanding is that all they really do is make noise in an attempt to curry favor from the Emperor. Lots of politics, little magic. I was quite surprised to find them on our doorstep. They seemed amiable enough, but their line of questioning made me uneasy. It became clear they're trying to hoard powerful artifacts, looking to consolidate power. No one here does. The Synod seemed convinced it was somewhere in Skyrim. They inquired about the ruins of Mzulft, but that's all I remember. It sounded like they were heading there, though they were rather secretive about why. I suppose if you're intent on looking for the staff, there's a chance they might be in Mzulft yet. Just don't expect them to be cooperative. I'm not really sure. Made and used by Magnus himself, if you believe those sorts of things. I believe I've heard it said that it's the only thing that could adequately contain his power. The sort of embellishment wizards of ancient times loved to make.
Okay. Well, former ruins are certainly interesting places. Draugr burn. Doesn't mean they're pleasant, but they burn. Don't have any good way there. Suppose if I hop over to take a wagon to Windhelm and then hoof it from there, might be my best option. That will give me the opportunity to get a little bit more selling done. Weed out my inventory a little bit more. And there's also some stuff I could have just dropped off. I've got a few books.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here.
Bagworth?
A letter from the Jarl.
Yep.
Moving up in the world, eh? Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Yeah, I'm not high enough level for much else. But she doesn't know what it is, even though I do, so... Yes. Bagworth. I don't know why I say Bagworth. That's here. But yeah, sit gear and yada yada blah. That's slimy man.
Nope. Sorry. Nothing. Got some good piece. I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Yorland Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance. Have you met my father?
There we go.
Take a look.
Is there anything I can unload on you? That'll help.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything. can take you to... Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some account. They say the big old palace there was built by...
Oh, 2/3 of a level, and I'm going to be approached for a handful of things. This 10th level is a sticking point. Around and that way does seem to me to be the way I want to go. Really do without this cold, snowy thing. Why on earth did I come to Skyrim? Yeah, I really don't want to go there yet. Take a look at the actual roads involved. This little diversion won't matter, but I'm going to want to stick to the main road until one cuts northeast to where I'm going. Okay. Oh, these are all novel things. I really should be picking some of them up. At least a few of them here and there. There's actually a few spots in this terrain where you will get, if you're playing through with a character that will actually do main plot and thus have dragons appear, they will reliably appear just about every time you're in the area. Most of them are behind me. Near a different... behind or over that way. Near some giants, for some of them. I don't have any reason to do that, are you?
I am waiting for a good death.
Yeah, well, she's actually not the sort to give it to you. You're gonna have to wait a while longer. I can't be bothered. Well, I could be. I don't want to be. I mean, he wants to die, but he's gonna make me work for it. And if he's standing there killing cats like that, that's a fight I don't want to deal with. Not my job to give you a good death. You can get it from someone else. Yeah. This spot around here. From up there, but it'll range over along this whole area. It's a persistent nuisance.
Important deliveries to make. No time for chatting.
Like, I've literally had it spawn one in one section of the same area, die, absorb its soul, and had it respawn before I had left the general area. Are you gonna come pick that pipe? No? Okay. Yep. This is the path I want.
This little outbuilding doesn't actually have anything relevant, I don't think, or particularly interesting. But technically all of it's interesting because, you know, she hasn't seen it before. And she doesn't have a use for smelting any of it down, so that convector will be relevant at a later point, though. Too far. But now I get up. forgot you were in here. I remembered about the convector, but not you. I do technically know about that quest. I read the book, but I haven't started it yet. Oops. I am so in the habit of picking that shit up that I actually have to think about not doing it. But she wouldn't bother. I mean, yeah, it's valuable. She doesn't have a use for it. And it's a weird sort of standard, since she picks up other crap she wouldn't use just to sell, but in this case, it's more of a, well, it's not an interesting artifact that I would hoard, and I don't really want to loot Dwemer ruins just to sell the entirety of the contents. That seems a little off. Another copy of that. Makes sense considering a piece of the Ethereum shard is here. But I haven't actually started that quest yet, so we can deal with that once I have. Right now, we have other fish to fry. Okay.
Crystal. Gone. Find Paratus. In Oculory.
Huh. Book. Yada yada. Downside of listening for stuff when you're here is that there are lots of extraneous sounds to sift through. I mean, the Falmer do it just fine, because they don't have to. Deal with them that way. That definitely appears to be a thing. But yeah, the banging and thrumming and humming and advanced movement. Unless you were gonna craft jewelry, she wouldn't have a use for even silver and gold. But if she were gonna craft anything, I suppose silver and gold for the red gems she finds. So, I guess I can take that. Something else. Awesome. Fine. Fine. Be that way. If I care. Really hate that. Because I have a clear line of sight and you decide to hit something. Yeah, that's a nice subtle trap. But you can see the trigger too. I tend to trap things that don't have any reason for being there. Yeah. Skip this over. No. Shock would probably be somewhat more effective on them. I don't recall. Offhand. But that's an interesting one. She wouldn't be able to do anything with it. I do believe there's corundum veins. In most places, moonstone here. Now, moonstone is the one involved in elven made stuff. So, that's so that one's actually a little bit of an oddity. In most Dwemer places you will find corundum. And the color of corundum and its ability to alloy with other things are why I think it's part of what makes the Dwemer metal. Because it's not an ore. I figure it's an alloy. So, yeah, looking at its color and the very frequent discovery of corundum veins in and near Dwemer sites make me think that it's an alloy with corundum. It makes the most sense in the context I'm given. As someone who's played this game before and knows how rare it can be to find some of this stuff, it's actually kind of frustrating to just leave it there, but you wouldn't have a reason to pick it up, even if it's valuable. It's too peculiar of a thing, in the wrong sort of way. Get a little bit of scrap of light. Now, I've already been at this long enough to pose a reasonable sizable episode or moonstone. Even another pick if I were to start mining it. Oh, those. Burn well. Don't like that. Durable fucking bug. I cooked you in your shell though, right? Harvesting body parts is still a creepy idea, so no. Yeah, I think I will break this up into more manageable sizes, because doing it all in one video ends up being very long. And videos don't always pause and resume well, if you want to take breaks. So, I will continue in here next time.